wanna move? Let's do it. Can't take my brick house. It's for the people. Can't push our neighbors out. Can't take my brick.
I was shocked. I mean, knowing Mala today, I was like floored that was her role before. But in the wake of Safdar's murder, she, I think, just had this incredible strength of conviction to keep the company going.
Also, they have the school too, and a lot of the people who go through the school end up working at the theater as well.
We have for mission to offer really a different experience of visual arts.
Thinking about these companies who are definitely inspirations for us, as well as our own journey, which is inside the podcast.
Yeah, so just to contextualize a bit, this event is also a part of an initiative called Fall of Freedom, started by artists from a whole bunch of different disciplines that is looking at the arts as a form of resistance to authoritarianism, that is looking at freedom of expression. So this series started a couple of years ago and was inspired by a international exchange we did with a company. The founding impulse of this series that looks at political theater makers and companies from all across the world, and also the kind of unlikely connections they have with one another.
We wanted to talk a little bit about the first episode, and the first thing, the first voice that you heard was someone said that how can you just kill somebody for doing a play? That voice is a theater maker from New Delhi, India, named Sudan Deshpande, and he's talking about a very pivotal moment.
The same spot where they had run for their lives 4 days earlier. They stood to perform the same play where their friend was brutally murdered, doing their best to bring energy and humor to a satirical play while still reeling from the trauma.
So episode 2 focuses on the Freedom Theater, which is located in the Jenin refugee camp in the West Bank of Palestine. And it was founded around 2005 by Giuliano Ercanis.
بقوة وبفخر وبعز إني بمثل وإن شاء الله راح نبني مستقبلنا على دور المسرح.
I see it all the time. Young actors dreaming of playing that iconic leading man. Seeing his cousin's desire to be an actor, to play Romeo, ignited something in him.
Is talking about the theater group El Teatro Campesino, which was founded in 1965 during the Delano grape strike. So right on the picket lines of that strike for farm workers' rights. And you're going to hear from Luis Valdez, who's the founder.
And there wasn't much of an opportunity for Latinos and Mexicans and black people and so forth to get out of their traps. They were holes, and farm labor was one of them. You're on your way. You have a fighting chance. You can take any newspaper or any bag and dip it in paste and make masks or puppets or whatever.
This is really interesting. This surprised me. This affirmed things that I thought.
When I think of theater, I think of like going to sit down and watch Hamilton or something like that. And what I learned in my experience interviewing is that they flip that narrative and it is accessible to everyone. They bring it to the community.
In common ground across borders, using theater as a tool, I think, is another kind of big aspect of this story.
So thinking about using humor and joy as a tool.
You had the boss, you had the labor contractor, and you had the laborers, right? And so whenever they would portray the boss on stage, he would oftentimes be in a paper mache pig mask, right? And he would come out and he'd stomp and he'd snort, and do all this stuff and just make fun of him, right? And make the laborers in the audience laugh.
People are in the struggle. They don't have time to sit and listen to a long, drawn out thing. So you had to be really fast, and humor got them engaged very quickly. Thank them, you'll hear in the episode, but he said sometimes when he was attacked, it was women that would come around and create a barrier and kind of protect him.
We'd love to hear from y'all about some people who you're thinking about right now.
So I just came to New York about 4 years ago, and I've been so excited to find organizations that support parent artists.
I just wanted to give a shout out to the Laundromat Project.
We're a very small organization. There's only 3 of us, called Kids Creative Collective. We bring arts to underserved kids. A lot of the teachers, when we go in, they end up seeing that one student who was always the problem student, sort of in a different way.